Mitch doesn't want to give you any stimulus, but when it comes to LWA FPUC, his state is only one of two states giving stimulus to its citizens. Isn't that special? Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Church Chat Late. This is LALATE, and this is Afternoon's LALATE, with our 2-hour programming block that starts every day at 3:30 with a check, and then goes to hazard pay, then FPUC, and then rent assistance. And the Church Chat Lady from Saturday Night Live would certainly have a comment about what's going on today, with new data revealed as to what's going on with LWA. Great news, but really shockingly ironic news. As Mitch McConnell, the man that doesn't want to give you stimulus, his state apparently is going to be one of two states that is giving the $100 stimulus to LWA applicants. I can't deal with this irony. Let me recap what's going on. LWA was created by the executive order of President Trump about 2 weeks ago. It called for an extension of unemployment benefits, enhanced unemployment benefits, under a new program. That new program is no longer called FPUC, but LWA. It starts for any weeks that you work for July going forward. Now, it's underwritten by FEMA. The money's not coming from Treasury like the first round of FPUC. This one's coming from FEMA. And so FEMA has given us incredibly great data, information about applicants by the minute and by the hour. It's $300 per week, but the states may give you an additional $100 on top of that. Well, of all the states in the entire country, we knew one was going to do it, and that was Montana. I reported that yesterday. Well, guess what? The great state of Kentucky, done by the deer in headlight senator himself, Mitch McConnell, will be paying also $100 a week. Now, I just can't believe the irony of this. The man who doesn't want to believe in stimulus, who doesn't want to believe in any unemployment benefits, who said that America's staying home and getting rich on unemployment benefits, who said that people are just, that unemployment benefits is just draining the system, that it's creating a welfare state. The man who literally said everything to trash Americans about unemployment benefits and extended unemployment benefits, is this the only one of two states that's actually doing it? This is why people hate politicians. This is just insane. If you don't know how this works, the $100 a week is voluntary. States do not have to do it, but they can do it, and it's up to December. So even if the following, which I'm about to tell you, the running out of FEMA money occurs, they can continue to pay $100 per week as long as they want the states. What's going on? Now, I got to be very frank, and I'm going to put this right at the front of this video. I want you to really pay attention, because I've been tweeting this up and posting and responding to everyone. There is so much darn false hope out there from states who are just today applying, or yesterday applying, or the day before just applying for LWA, who are not going to get it, who are not going to get the funds. That I need you to stop thinking that you're going to get it. I actually had one person say, well, my state applied, and so I'm going to believe them over you. Okay, go believe them over me. I'm telling you what FEMA said. I'm reporting what FEMA says, and ultimately it's their bank account. It's not the state's bank account. This is what FEMA said over a week ago. It said we have 3 weeks to pay. That's all the money we have available. 3 weeks at $300 a week. That was the first thing they said. We will run out of funds after 3 weeks. Okay, that was the first thing they said. The next thing they said was, we are going to pay states on first come service. And currently we have, at that point, I think it was like 4 states or 5 states. The first one was Arizona. And they said, we are going to pay the first come service. We know that there's some other applicants that are pending. We don't even know whether we'll ever have funds for them. We may have no funds for them, but we will deal with it when it happens. That was when there were 4 or 5 states approved, and there was about 3 more pending. So we were at like about 4 or 5, and we had a pending group to be a total of about 11. They said, hey, we don't even think we're gonna have money for these 10 states. So to make very clear, the first few states will get the $300 for 3 weeks. The states a little bit thereafter, somewhere around number 5 to 10, FEMA made very clear, we don't know if we have 3 weeks for those states. Now, if you don't want to believe me, go read FEMA. You don't want to believe me, go read FEMA. That's what they said. Okay, that was when we had states number 11. And that was what? Yesterday afternoon. I mean, it's gone this fast because it was like 7 the day before, and then 10, and then 11. Okay, now we're at, I don't know, it's like about 15 states applying. I have the data right in front of me. I'll get to them in a second. But we have about 15 states applying. Actually, no, it's a little bit fewer than half, fewer than half. So there has been an enormous surge of states applying just in the last 24 hours. Guess what? There's no money for you. These states that are coming in, as I did in the video before, it's like California. Hey, what's on? I was just, surfing for the last couple of weeks. And I thought, oh, maybe I should go do this. I'll just, Gavin sent me a memo, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get to it after I do my kale salad and my, my soy latte. And it's like, okay, hey, FEMA, I think I saw you at a club once. Yeah. FEMA was your name? Yeah, yeah. I'm Cal, and I'd like some of that LWA, the pure LWA, the $300 a week. Yeah. FEMA's looking at Cal and saying, "Doofus, I was available 4 days ago, but Arizona hit on me first, and I'm sort of taken by five states. So sorry, Cal, I was taken by 5 to 6 states before you came to the business. So, you do have a nice state, Cal, but sorry, I have nothing for you." That's literally what's happening. But yet states like Cal and Texas and the ones that came out in the last 24 hours, I can't keep track of them, it's a lot of them, are sort of doing this they are doing this horse and pony show of saying, press release, news at 11, we applied for LWA. Hey, it's like, no, you're not getting it. FEMA said you're not getting it. I mean, why are you making your residents so getting their hopes up? Now, what's clearly also an issue, and this is a separate issue from even that, is that of those states that applied in the middle group, like 5 to 10, they're not getting the money from FEMA for many weeks. So this is what's also very troubling. If you were on UI, PUA, and all those wonderful things before July, you knew you were getting the money, about 2 days after you certified for benefits, after you started getting the payments. I know some states are like 3 months until you got the first check, but after you got that first check, things went really fast. Well, LWA is not coming fast, unless you're in Arizona. LWA checks are coming from FEMA somewhere in mid to late September. Yeah. So it's like, you literally need the check yesterday. You've been served the eviction order. You're about to go live in your car, and now you're being told that your state's going to get you that $300, which you really, really need in September. So I want you to know the news, and I don't want you to believe the hype, because the hype is really hyped. What's going on? But as in most cases, it's the nation's unemployment system will vary state by state. Kentucky and Montana, for example, are giving $400 instead of $300, so they're giving the $100 extra, says CNBC. 28 million people are collecting unemployment benefits, are wondering, what is my state status? There are currently 13 states approved. So if you watched Afternoon's LALATE yesterday, I was at 11. Now I'm at 13. So 2 more states approved since yesterday. Those states are Arizona, Colorado, Idaho, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Missouri, Montana, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Utah. Apparently, if you have a state with an M in the front of it, you have to apply. Goodness. Maryland, Michigan, Missouri, Montana. Wow. 7 other states have applied, and just recently. And those are Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, California, Indiana, Texas, West Virginia. Viewer said, well, if my state doesn't apply, what does that mean? It means you're not getting it. What if your states just applied, like Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, California, Indiana, Texas, and West Virginia? You're just probably not going to see the money. Officials in about 10 other states have signaled their intent to apply. South Dakota said it would not apply. Um, States are guaranteed just 3 weeks of funding with backdated to the week ending August 1st. However, they may get more aid depending if more money is, if how quickly money is withdrawn. I want to clarify a term, and I've gotten this a lot. It's caused some confusion. Retroactive. So some people say, I heard I'm getting LWA retroactive. Well, all LWA is retroactive. What does retroactive mean? It means money before today. So if you're in that state that I told you you're going to get money in September, you're going to get money in September for the week starting of August 1st, August 8th, August 15th. You're going to get those weeks from August in September. That's what's retroactive is. So I don't want you, I know that people are talking retroactive, but they're talking to other people as though it's something backwards in time, like into July, to early July. It's not. Retroactive means that your state is paying these benefits for the 3 weeks which immediately followed the end of FPUC. Let me make this very clear because a lot of people don't understand this, and it's highly complicated. FPUC ran from March to middle July. You got that? $600 a week. You're going to get the $600 a week. It has nothing to do with this. I don't care if it's still pending. You're going to get the $600 a week from March to July. Okay, when does LWA start? It starts exactly the next week. Exactly the next week after FPUC stops. And that's week 1, week 2, week 3. Now, as you know the math, unless you're Larry Kudlow, 3 weeks after mid-July brings you into like mid-August. Okay, we're almost at late August. What about this week? What about the first week of September? No one's going to pay that. It's not going to get paid. So I want you to understand this. Retroactive means that you'll get LWA if you're in certain states back for those weeks ending in late July to early August. But you're not going to get checks from mid-August into September. They just don't exist. And that's what's retroactive. Now, again, if you are still pending on the $600 a week from March to July, great news. You're still getting it. It's just your state is behind. They were watching Golden Girls reruns. It was like, yeah, I'll get to it when I want to. You're going to get the $600 a week. It's just they haven't gotten to sending it out. And you're going to get the $300 a week if you're in those first few states. Unless you're in Arizona, you already got the checks. Congratulations, Arizona. But it's not retroactive. It's $300 is not retroactive into like March or something like that. Now, a lot of people are asking me, okay, what else? Well, here's the what else. And I got to tell you, there's nothing worse than complex calculations. I mean, last Larry Kudlow, he suffered from migraine overnight when I asked him what is 1 + 1. He said, oh, that's really hard, LALATE. And I said, Larry Kudlow, how many front teeth does Nancy have? Like, 2 plus. Check back with me. This is a very difficult computation that's involved here. First, the states that are paying you the LWA at $300 a week, what happens when the Democrats and Republicans finally come to their senses and extend unemployment benefits at $400, $600 a week, which they are? I've reported that as well. Are you going to get that difference? I hope. How can they calculate the difference? So if they get $600 a week in the new stimulus package and you got $300, are they going to give you the remainder of the $600 minus $300? I don't know. Are states going to do the calculation? I don't know. Is every state going to do the same thing? I don't know. Are states going to say, hey, you got the $300 for those 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That's all you got. But going forward, we're going to give you $600. We're not going to give you the difference of those 3 weeks. I don't know. How about those states that aren't paying you the $300 a week? Will you get the $600 a week or $400 a week, whatever Steve and Nancy agreed to, from the expiration date of FPUC forward? Yes. Those are states who haven't paid anything out of this LWA and who aren't paying anything out. Those are the very clear financial calculation states. I said this, I think yesterday or the day before. This is hideously important. Certify for benefits every week that you're impacted by COVID-19. Don't stop certifying for benefits, because what happens is once the agreement about FPUC is made, the $400 to $600 a week, they're going to go back in their computer system and say, Jessica and Bubba certified for a week ending starting August 1st. And we just had we just got the $600 from the federal government for the new FPUC. Okay, send out the $600. But then there's, Norman, who didn't certify for benefits for the first week of August, and that has now expired. He sat around a month. This expired. I don't know what the expiration date is for certification, but it's not like forever. If you don't certify for benefits within a timely period, it expires. And once it expires, then you can't get anything. And so don't sit back and say, what am I going to do with $90 a week on normal benefits? I need that $600. I just won't certify. Don't forget to certify, because when you do, bam, as Admiral Lagasse would say, need some more cayenne pepper on this blackened catfish. Bam! You're going to see that big drop in the account. It's going to be great news. You're going to be so happy. It happened with this viewers, this channel. If you're new to this channel, the journey on unemployment benefits has been very real. I would just describe that early on, from day one, the very first day of this channel on August 24th, when we had one subscriber, I did a PUA video. It wasn't even live. And within about 4 or 5 days, it went live. And immediately, chaos erupted because some states weren't paying. Florida, Texas, Hawaii, Ohio, New York. A lot of states either had computer hacks or weren't paying, or both. And I had viewers that went months before ever receiving a penny. It was approved, it was pending, but they never saw the penny. Well, they woke up one morning, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 in their bank account, because all those weeks piled up and suddenly they were there. That's how unemployment benefits work. If you get everything in the system and you certify correctly, you'll get the money, but if you don't, you won't. Ultimately, the most important thing to take from this video is the following. I don't want you to buy into this crazy false hope of these, 20-something states that applied this afternoon, thinking they're going to get $300 for every 3 weeks. Maybe they'll get 2 weeks. Maybe they'll get 1 week. Maybe they'll get 3 weeks. But FEMA has made very clear, I don't think we have money for you. You got to understand, as we sit here right now, FEMA simply doesn't know how many citizens in every state are at issue. So when FEMA gave that guidance 4 days ago, it assumed that, a lot of states would apply, and they have, about half. The president certainly probably has a feather in his hat, because this has been something that states have followed. Republicans and Democrats have both followed and done this, so it's not a good look for Nancy. And the money has been done. It's a bridge money, because it's not lasting a very long period of time. It's only 3 weeks, but it could be the difference between the street or the home. Coming up next is rent eviction moratorium, with big news from a big state on what they're trying to do to get an eviction moratorium in place all the way into next year. Go to the front of this channel, hit that subscribe button. It has a big S, like Superman. It has a bell next to it. Hit my bell, ring my bell, dingle my bell, whatever rocks your boat. And it sends you an alert every time a new video goes live. Also sends you an alert every time Nancy Pelosi changes scars with Jovita Carranza. I go into the channel and I always post little comments in the community section, which is not a video section, but a text section. And I say, hey, here is breaking news. It's a great way for you to stay in touch when something's happening. As always, stay informed, stay focused. Coming up next is rent eviction moratorium, and stay of LA for more.